Welcome to the Best and Highest Outcome podcast with your queen, Melissa Bates. This portal is here for the beautiful souls that are ready to choose the best opportunities, best relationships, best healing, best abundance, best timelines, and best life. This podcast is your reminder that you do not have to normalize lower outcomes just because the world told you to expect them. We, right here, are only available for overflow, blessings, miracles, luxury, and of course, the best and highest outcome. My name, once again, is Melissa Bates, and I am an angelic channeler, healer, plus light language facilitator, activator, and spiritual guide. And I am here with this beautiful podcast to help you raise your frequency, expand your reality, activate your mind, and activate the version of you who expects life to work out beautifully. And remember, there is always something better. Normalizing the best and highest outcome. This is the perfect opening for this podcast because obviously it's called Best and Highest Outcome Podcast, but this is where I truly invite you to get unapologetic, completely unapologetic, and taking inspired action. And I want to use the word dirty in the best way because when perfection kicks in, you are not going to be moving. But when you take inspired action and sometimes it's a little bit dirty, that's okay. And I always like to go forward. I am recording this podcast in my car. I record podcasts when I'm walking. I record podcasts whenever I feel inspired. And this is not my first podcast. My first podcast I had for about, I want to say over 2 years. But then there was something inside of me that's like, we're not vibing with this frequency of the podcast anymore. So I took about, I want to say about 2 years off of podcasting. And now it's back. And now I'm back. And I'm going to do it the same way because I love taking messy action. I love just getting my hands, my feet, myself. I love getting dirty in my dreams and my desires. I love rolling around in it, right? So, number one, best and highest outcome is taking soul-aligned action. Let's get that straight to the point, right? And trust me, I believe that you can co-create with the universe so hard that things just show up on your doorstep because trust me, it has happened to me multiple times. But I also believe a lot of what has happened is deep, divine, pure co-creation with the universe. Universe, this is what I desire. And I ask the universe, what are my soul-aligned steps? So I have been really dreaming big since 2020. That is when the Richter scale broke in the best freaking way. And I just started to allow myself to get unapologetic about seeing what is truly available, whether I already had it or I just saw people on TV and movies or people just living daily life. And I started to go, Melissa, why would I not allow myself to have this? I would literally say that. Melissa, why wouldn't I allow myself to have this? It just really, dawned on me that I had closed, I had put blinders on for so many years because of how I grew up. I grew up watching my mom work 3 to 4 jobs and then obviously copy and paste, right? I was in university working at least 3 jobs. And after university, I did the same thing until 30. At 30 years old, I had my first one job. At 30 years old, I had one job. That was it. And I had moved to Korea. I didn't know, I literally barely knew Korean. And I just wanted to get out of America. So I ended up taking a teaching job in South Korea. Literally the best choice of my life. Love it so much. And I had one powerful job. But in the midst of having one job, I had so much space to myself that I actually started to fall in love with nutrition and coaching. So I went to IIN, Integrative Institute You probably know it. IIN. I went there. That was a long time ago, y'all. That was like in 2013. So long ago. But that got me into the coaching world. And then in 2018, I really started going, okay, Melissa, we're taking your business full time. I had come back from Korea, come to the States. My mom got injured. So I had to figure it out. I had to figure out how to create a stable income and be able to take care of my mom, because I couldn't have a normal 9 to 5. That was just not an option because she needed someone in the home to care for her. So let's dive in a little deeper. This is when the dream came. I want to be able to work from my computer anywhere and everywhere. This is the dream. And I honestly really feel like the dream started in 2015, but since I had certain circumstances in 2018, it was like, we gotta make this dream come true. And I started looking around and I started seeing so many successful coaches. And I started realizing, I would literally say, if they can do it, I can do it. There's nothing different between them and I. There's nothing different between them and I. Literally nothing different. We come from the same place. We are a soul in a human body with beautiful cellular DNA, right? Got blood running through our veins, muscles, all the things. I am no different than these beautiful, amazing, successful coaches. So what is between myself and success? And the biggest thing was, okay, that's actually a loaded answer because I'm going to dive deep into that over the podcast, of course. But one of the biggest things that was between me and success was actually the energy that I was holding. So we're going to get a little woo-woo here, okay? The energy that I was holding was lifetimes of suffering, fear of failure, fear of success, fear of money. It was the most ancestral shit that I was holding on to. And once upon a time, I had a beautiful healer that I literally stumbled upon because of one of my clients. She would talk about her so much. And I was like, literally in my head, I was like, I need to go see this woman. Like, I need to go see this woman. So I ended up booking a session with her. And once again, if you know me, you know the story. I had never met this woman. I had never told her anything, never told her what I wanted to work on. And then she was just like, in your lifetime, do you feel like, you'll make money and then it'll just go away? And it's kind of like this flow of in and out. And I'm like, yeah, like I can never fucking keep money. Like what the F, right? And it was crazy how she intuitively locked in so hard that she could just tell my life in one session. And she started doing a lot of ancestral clearing for me. And with this ancestral clearing, I noticed everything shifted. My money shifted, my business shifted, clients started coming in. I started literally receiving an overflow. I had people reaching out to me going, hey Melissa, can I send you some cacao? Hey, can I send you this? And I was like, wait, what? Excuse me? Like, you just want to send me stuff for free? Like, excuse me? And it was because I had this major receiving block within my ancestral lineage, within my frequency, within my body. I was literally saying, no, thank you, universe. I can only have so much. So let's keep it right here. Right. So the way that I'm going to do this podcast is, yes, I'm going to hype you up and I'm going to help you be very delusional and unapologetic, but I'm also going to tell you the even deeper understandings of what is potentially happening in your field, in your mind, in your body that is keeping you in a space where it's not going exactly where you desire to go in that space. Therefore, let's go back to the story. So, once upon a time, I'm sitting in that healer seat and my session is over, and literally I was like, can I say I love you? I know I just met you, but can I say I love you? Because it was so profound, the work that she did in that one session. And of course, I kept seeing her. I've been seeing her since 2020, and obviously it's 2026 now, but I see her. Before, when I first started, I would see her more consecutively. Sometimes it was, once every 2 weeks. Sometimes it was 4 times a month. Sometimes it was once a month, just depending on what I was going through, just depending on what I was manifesting, just depending on what type of energetic support I required. And going back to that, when I found the energy work, I was going so ham on the strategy. All I wanted was a strategy. I was like, give me the strategy and I'll figure everything else out. But it wasn't the strategy, because I had the strategy for years. I literally, even when I was at IIN, they literally gave us a template of how to coach, how to build a 6-month business, how to do all the things, right? Like how to do 6-month coaching. Like they gave us everything. And yes, I did have a couple clients come through that as well, but it wasn't like enough clients where I could literally just take myself to full time. But once I brought on the energy, the frequency, the vibration, the magnetism to overflow, that is when everything shifted. So living the best and highest outcome, it's not about working and forcing and really, burying and digging yourself into a hole that doesn't feel good, right? It's about play, fun, excitement, joy, and also taking those really juicy, delicious, soul-aligned actions and listening to those intuitive nudges, right? How many times have we asked for specific downloads, specific signs, and then we get them and then we ignore every single one of them, right? This is not how you live the best and highest outcome. You live the best and highest outcome by syncing up with the universe and getting so unapologetic about listening, responding, doing the damn thing, taking your divine action, and best believe it, choosing to experience overflow. More than enough. Because why not? Why not live so good, be so abundant, that you get to have it all, right? Like, why not? And ask yourself, like, wherever you are most likely doing amazing things. And now you're just ready to tap into the next level, right? So why not the next level? What inside of me doesn't desire the next level? What inside of me is, we're going to use the word block, right? What inside of me is blocking the next level? What inside of me is taking me out of the frequency of the next level? Get unapologetic with asking yourself these questions, because when I was blind to what was going on inside of me, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, all the things, I was just staying stuck. But when I started getting unapologetic about understanding, and it's not, I know there's shadow work, and I've literally met people that do so much shadow work that I've literally told them, honey, you got to breathe. You got to come up and get some fresh air. It's not about just doing tons and tons of shadow work. It's about, one, I want to say the word is discerning what you're meant to work on, what you're meant to focus on. And it's not the fact of, okay, I'm going to go find 12 different things that are potentially blocking me. I'm going to work through these 12 things. It's like, no, I'm going to find one that's blocking me that feels really potent in my field, and I'm going to work through that one. And then let life get better. And then if the second one comes up, then I'm going to work through that one, right? So, best and highest outcome. Once again, like I said, I have been coaching I started in 2015, I think, or 2014. Yeah, I think 2013. Long time, y'all. Anyways, going back to it. Best and highest outcome. Number one, this is what I invite you to ask yourself. Is there anything inside of me that fears success? All you need is a yes or a no. Is there anything inside of me that fears success? Yes or no. Is there anything inside of me that fears success? Yes or no, right? And the next one, is there anything inside of me that fears failure? Yes or no. Is there anything inside of me that fears failure? Those are the number 2 things that keep people stuck. And then the third one is the fear of abundance. The fear of having more than enough. And usually that one, there's many different things attached to it. I'll tell you my story. My story with abundance is I was nervous what people would think about me. Like when I first started manifesting a Mercedes, I was like, oh my God, what if people judge me for driving a Mercedes? Because I grew up thinking rich people are bad. You know, people that have a lot of money, people that have luxurious things are bad, right? So then, of course, my narrative was like, oh my God, what if people judge me and think about me? So I was worried about what other people were going to think about me, not about what I wanted to feel and experience. And then when I clocked that, I was like, girl, Melissa, are you serious right now? Like, are you seriously caring about what your friends are going to think about you for you wanting to manifest a beautiful Mercedes just because you saw it one day and you fell in love with it and you're like, that would be really nice to drive it? Yeah, I was that girl. But not anymore because I'm literally sitting in the Mercedes recording this beautiful podcast. This is my studio, y'all. Anyways, going back to that, fear of abundance comes in many different ways. Sometimes it's like, oh my God, if I have money, everybody's going to come out the woodwork. Everybody's going to ask me for things. But it's always remembering that the money that you accumulate is for your, you can invest it, you can save it, you can direct it wherever you want to. If you want to, share your money with people, then share your money with people. If for some reason you don't feel called to do that, then that's okay, right? That's 100. You get to choose. So it's wiping away my money, and I'll say this, obviously money is a neutral source and it's not really ours. It's just a source that comes and co-creates with us. Just like God, we wouldn't say my God. God is just God. I mean, you can say my God if you want to. But for me, God is just God, right? It's not my God. It's not your God. It's just the God that co-creates with us. That is really freaking phenomenal, right? And there's many different gods and it's so beautiful. I love to get off topic sometimes. Anyways, going back to the abundance is just starting to really set the intention that whatever amounts of money I have, I get to have so much fun dispersing them, saving them, using them in the ways that really light me up. And that's all you got to do. And if someone, for some reason, maybe you are the caregiver, maybe people always ask you for money and you're like, it's only going to be the same. Well, then that's when you go, I'm going to pull the Band-Aid off and I'm going to say, hey, I'm not the bag of money. And I've had to do that before in a past relationship. I'm not your bag of money. That's why it's the past relationship. I'm not your bag of money, honey. So you get to do whatever you desire with your money. Clearing these blocks are massive. They are extremely massive. And you will start to notice a difference as they leave your field. Because let's think about it. Let's literally ground it in. You're saying, hey, Melissa, I want to be a multimillionaire. And I'm like, girl, yes. King, yes. Queen, yes. Let's go. And then there's this pocket inside of you that's like, I'm fearful of success. And being a multimillionaire you can define that as successful, right? You've made a lot of money. You've probably built up a big business, career, whatever it is. That's success. So if you have a fear of success, then that millionaire identity is going to be held off until you say, I'm actually really okay with success. Like, so freaking okay with success, right? And then the next one is the fear of failure, right? If you have a fear of failing and you're like, hey, Melissa, I want to be a multimillionaire, are you actually going to take the steps to build the multimillionaire identity, to build the multimillionaire business, to build the multimillionaire career, to actually desire living the multimillionaire lifestyle? Probably not. Because there's a part of you that's like, what if I fail? What if it doesn't work? What if it doesn't work? What if it doesn't turn out okay? Okay, and then that's when the procrastination comes in. That's when the Netflix, the Hulu, the TikTok, the Instagram, the YouTube, the Facebook, everything that's going to take you away from what you actually desire comes in. If this is literally really connecting with you, just literally say like, yes, Melissa, or amen, or girl, you are right. Like, say it out loud, because I want you to confirm this for yourself. I want you to confirm this for yourself so that then when you're going through today, wherever you're listening to this, morning, at lunch, whatever it is, nighttime, The next time you start going, oh my God, I'm going to put this offer out, or I'm going to apply for this position, or I'm going to, desire this relationship, and then something inside of you goes, oh my God, but what if it doesn't work out? You're going to go, wait, Melissa, we just talked about this. We just had a whole conversation about this. Right? So you're going to come back and you're literally going to go, damn, this is true. I do have a fear of failure, or I do have a fear of success, and now I'm going to release it. I'm going to let it go. It is done. 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 Right? Say it out loud. It is done. If you said yes to fear of failure, fear of success, or even abundance, it is done. I am done with it. I'm giving it to God's angels. Soul, you can clear it, cleanse it, purify it. Thank you. Goodbye. Right? Just let it go. Let it go. And then when you let it go, what you're going to notice is more things are going to open up. Your mind is going to become clearer. The fog is going to disappear. The procrastination gets less and less and less. And then all of a sudden you're just in your boss era and you're doing all the damn things. And people are like, oh my God, Melissa, how are you doing this? Right? That's what people tell me. They're like, Melissa, how do you do all the things? And I'm like, because I have dreams, I have goals, and I know I can achieve them. So why would I stop myself from doing them? Right? If I didn't believe I could do them, then I probably wouldn't be doing them. But since I truly believe that I can have what I want and desire what I want and manifest what I want, because I've seen it happen so many times over and over and over and over and over, not just for me, but for other people. That's what really inspired me. It didn't happen for me first. I saw it happen for other people. And I was like, yes, me too. Not jealousy. I was like, thank you, God, for showing me what is available for me. Amen. Right? It is what it is. Okay. Let me know in the show notes. Well, not the show notes. Let me get back to podcast talk. Y'all leave the comments, okay? Wherever you can drop those comments, leave a review. Let me know what you took away from in this podcast. And let me know if you're like, damn, Melissa, yes, I do have a fear of failure. Yes, I do have a fear of success. Like, let me know. I want to know my audience. Like, let me know who you are in the review. Let me know what you do. Let me know if you own a business. Let me know if you're in a career. Let me know your dreams. I want you to drop them in the review so I get to know you. Obviously, I have Instagram, I have TikTok, so you can definitely message me on Melissa B. Bates _ on Instagram and Melissa B. Bates on TikTok without the underscore. But also, feel free to drop it in the reviews so that I get to know my audience, because I want to know y'all. I want to know y'all. Oh my God, I'm so excited for this podcast. When I get really excited, I get very hyperactive. I'm so excited for this podcast. I'm so excited for all the different titles that we get to go through. I'm so excited to get to know you. I'm so excited to hear your feedback. I'm so excited to, I am an activator. So just speaking, I know that there are things inside of you that are activating and you're like, yes, girl, let's do the damn thing. Let's be delusional. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Literally, let's go. So this is what I have for you, because obviously I'm going to not only share with you beautiful ways for you to live your best and highest outcome on the podcast, but I'm actually going to give you divine tools. So as you heard, I've already given you a couple tools to even start diagnosing yourself. I'm not a therapist. We know this, but I'm going to use the word diagnose just for, lightness, right? It's diagnosing so that you can it's self-diagnosis so that you can give your own self a divine prescription to get your shifting and grooving on. Loves this, loves this, loves this, loves this. Next, if you're like, Melissa, I do have a fear of success, I do have a fear of failure, then I would love to introduce you to 2 offerings. They're both quantum healings, and they both help you release the fear of success and fear of failure. They're different because one is a personalized remote recording, and the other one is a one-to-one call together via video, via Zoom. And the biggest difference is it just depends. Do you prefer to receive it recorded, or do you prefer to be live with me? The live option is $222 and the recorded option is $111. And what happens in both sessions is basically when we meet as a quantum healer, a divine angelic channel, as well as a light language facilitator and activator, I'm going to scan your field and we're going to go directly to the core. The fear of success, fear of failure. If you have both, we work on both. If you have one, we work on one. And then anything and everything else that comes up in the session that your guides, your soul brings to my attention, we're going to work on that as well. Because once you can move past the fear of failure, fear of success, your whole world is going to open up. And I'm telling you this from the core of my existence, because that's exactly what I've seen what happened with me. That's exactly what I've seen happen to my clients. And when we hold these codings, it will literally manifest in so many different ways. And obviously you've already listened to the podcast. You already can see how it's manifesting in your life. And I also put in the show notes some other ways that it'll show up and manifest in your life so that you can get even a deeper understanding of how these two, coded circumstances are truly halting your highest and best outcome. Therefore, once again, if you really felt significantly, aligned with, Melissa, I really feel like this is happening in my field, then I 100% encourage you to book one of these beautiful sessions, because it will be transforming for you. I 100% believe it. I truly believe in this work. I've been doing it once again since 2020, and my quantum healings have been some of the most powerful things that people, literally to this day, I still get people from 4 years ago going, Melissa, that quantum healing shifted my life. That soul blueprint shifted my life. So I truly believe in this work. And also, what I want to say for my beautiful souls that are coming from the podcast, I am going to be offering a little bit of a luxurious discount. So you'll get 20% off of your divine experience from coming from the podcast. So you'll be able to find that code in the show notes and just pop it in wherever you buy. Actually, I'm going to make it even easier. So if you are already here on the podcast, I'm just going to make specific links. So when you go in to buy, you'll already see the 20% off. Let's just make life easy, shall we? And you're already here, so we might as well do that. Therefore, those of you that are going to be booking these beautiful sessions, I cannot wait to help support you. And also, I'm already ready for the messages from you telling me, Melissa, it worked. Melissa, things are shifting. Melissa, things are, on the up and up, because I have seen this for years. And I'm telling you, these little sneaky little, we'll call them a block, right? Once you shift them, the doors will open. And the most amazing miracles and blessings will arrive. And I know that you've already experienced miracles and blessings, but why not experience more? Because when we're choosing to live the best and highest outcome, that's it. That's it right there. Therefore, thank you for listening to this beautiful divine episode. I hope you're having a blessed and joyous day, whether it be morning, afternoon, and or evening. If you do have any questions on the sessions, feel free to reach out to me via TikTok, Instagram. TikTok is Melissa B. Bates and Instagram is Melissa B. Bates _. And I would love to answer any questions that you have. And then once again, those beautiful links will be in the divine show notes, already with the 20% off, already ready for you to grow, evolve, and expand. And I look forward to seeing you on the Zoom calls. I look forward to meeting you in our next podcast episode. And I look forward to also helping you claim the best and highest outcome, because that is what you deserve. And I want to leave one thing with you. And I want to invite you to ask yourself, what does living and existing in the best and highest outcome actually mean to me? So let that linger, let it play out, and even go a little bit deeper. Living and existing from the best and highest outcome. How do I allow myself to show up in life? How do I allow myself to receive in life? How do I allow myself to act in life? Just for some more food for thought, right? You don't have to do all the answering right now. It's just kind of even, what would that look like? And just kind of take it through your day and just, really tap in and tune in. Am I allowing myself to truly exist in the best and highest outcome? All right. I love you. I will talk to you soon. Have a beautiful day.